So I'm presenting on the Adam Kruse reading, which addressed the concept of authenticity in hip-hop and asked whether we can engage with hip-hop in an authentic manner from the music classroom. Kruse's argument is based upon the concept that authenticity can be seen as an action or a process, rather than just the inclusion of at times problematic tropes associated with the end product of a rap song. Essentially, hip-hop music and hip-hop musicians do not need to embody all of the tropes we might associate with the genre to be considered authentic, but they do need to engage with the process of creating this music in a so-called real way. Kruse unpacks some of the associations we might make between authentic hip-hop tropes and the concepts of race, place, and gender. Namely, Kruse argues that though hip-hop is associated with blackness, urbanity, and masculinity, those outside of these parameters can also engage with the process of creating hip-hop in an authentic manner. Kruse argues that the reason these tropes are associated with hip-hop at all is because they reflect the realities of the people who most commonly create this music, namely male African Americans within urban centers. In this case, keeping it real can just as easily be rephrased as lyrical content that is grounded in experience and reality. Thus, Kruse argues that it is the creation of music that is a reflection of the artist's own experience that informs whether rap music is considered authentic or not. This is why there are so many exceptions to the rules regarding who is considered an authentic hip-hop musician. Despite not adhering to what people consider the typical characteristics of a hip-hop artist, Awkwafina is embraced by the community because her music reflects her reality as an Asian American woman. This is unlike Iggy Azalea, who was criticized for implying she held a background associated with African American cultures despite growing up in Australia. Iggy's lyrical style was not grounded in reality or her own history, and therefore she was not considered a real or authentic hip-hop musician. With this situation in mind, Kruse asserts that the criteria to be met when creating an authentic hip-hop experience is not expressions of blackness, masculinity, misogyny, homophobia, or place, but rather individuality, truthfulness, and realness. If these broad and achievable descriptors inform what is considered truly authentic hip-hop, then any student can engage with rap music authentically. Within this criteria, students can write raps about what they plan on eating for lunch, their music classroom, or their favorite TV show. As long as their lyrical content is truthful, grounded in their reality, and reflects their individual experiences, then it is authentic hip-hop. This allows educators to engage with the music students love and appreciate without needing to delve into some of the very complex issues expressed within popular rap music. However, I find this assertion problematic and believe that Kruse has ignored a major foundation of both the creation and ideology of hip-hop music. I argue that the reason authenticity is associated with concepts of urbanity and race is because hip-hop is rooted in anti-oppressive protest movements. The ability to engage complex issues and feel empathy for those who have been systematically oppressed is a vital aspect of being considered an authentic hip-hop musician. This may be the reason there are so many non-black, non-urban, non-male hip-hop artists. It's not just that these people exert realness within their lyrics, but they are able to identify with the socio-political issues which impact disadvantaged communities on a personal level. Hip-hop was created as a way to give voice to the disenfranchised, the disadvantaged communities. Thus, being able to empathize with the plight of these groups is vital when creating an authentic hip-hop identity. Though it's a film that's problematic and not a true representation of hip-hop culture, I feel that the final scenes from the film 8 Mile demonstrate this idea the most. Note that Eminem's character here uses the fact that he grew up in the 313, which is the area code for Detroit, as a way of exerting his authenticity over his other rapper. Despite not embodying blackness, Eminem is appealing to the sentiment which indicates he knows the struggle of inner city living in an economically unstable urban center better than someone who may embody that blackness but possesses economic privilege.
Now everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up. Look. Now while he stands up, notice that this man did not have his hands up.
The character goes on to use indicators of privilege as a way to dismantle the authenticity of his opponent.
Free world. Well, never try to judge me, dude. You don't know what the fuck I've been through. But I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook, that's a private school. What's the matter, dog? You embarrassed? This guy's a gangster? His real name's Clarence. And Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. This guy don't want to battle. He's shook, cause ain't no such things as halfway crooks. He's scared to death, he's scared to look at his fucking yearbook. Fuck Cranbrook.
So we see here that I disagree with Kruse's assertion that hip-hop can be real if it reflects the reality of students who are not engaging with issues of social justice or oppression. Separating hip-hop from themes of social justice, demonstrations of social mobility, or protests against unjust systems just feels inauthentic. If we do not want our students to engage with some of the problematic aspects of hip-hop culture which may not belong in the classroom, we must at least encourage an engagement with relevant socio-political issues through hip-hop creation. If we want to curate an authentic and meaningful experience with hip-hop, we need to ensure that our students understand the roots and problematic natures that are involved with the genre.